So welcome everyone. Thank you all for being here and welcome to the Vet and Heal, the Breast Cancer Survivor Edition. I want to welcome you guys all and thank you for being here. My name is Nordera John and I am your host for today. I'm also the creator of Vet and Heal. Vet and Heal was founded by me because I knew that as a therapist, I realized that people are going through so much and healing doesn't always have to be painful. It doesn't always have to be down and boring, right? I know that as a culture, we can heal in a celebratory way. We can heal through music. We can heal through movement. And most importantly, we can heal through as a community when we come together. All right, so we're going to be doing a lot of vetting and healing today. That means that we're going to be talking, we're going to be sharing stories, and in the end, we are going to dance, we are going to turn up, and we are going to have some, all right?
All right.
I always love to start Vet and Heal with a little bit of dancing, movement, something to just get us, warmed up and break the ice, okay? So, she's laughing already. So, I'm gonna ask everyone to stand with me. And we are gonna the DJ's gonna get something like, gonna get us all moving. And I'm gonna ask you to just free up yourself. Do whatever you feel, even if that's just a chip or a swing, whatever feels good to you. So, this is Vet and Heal, and we are here for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, celebrating all survivors, including our guest of honor, Janelle Dalsey. So I want to give my survivors, especially our guest of honor, Janelle Dalsey, a round of applause. That's what I want. Yeah. And give a round of applause to all survivors that are here. Yeah. I also want to give a round of applause for everybody who has ever supported someone in their moment of need. Okay. All of us clapping right now. Yes. All right. Now, we are going to play a little game called Mask Off. Mask Off for survivors and loved ones. Because we have all had to survive something at some point in our lives, right? So as we go in, just give me a little chip. I think y'all can do a little chip. A little chip. Let's go. If you feel like getting more than that, that's okay. But at least this is the basic. This is the basic bare minimum connection. Come. This is the energy that I want. Give me some tape. This is what I love. Yes, this is what I love to see. Get it started one time. All right. If you have ever felt both fear and hope at the same time, I want you to just give me a big movement. Whatever that is for you. If you have ever waited for test results with your heart in your throat, yes, move your body and let's feel that. Yeah. If you have ever had to lean on a loved one to keep you going, make that's for me, please. Yeah. DJ, turn it up a little bit so they can feel it. I need y'all to feel this. If you have ever celebrated a small victory that felt like a big win to you, make some noise. If you have ever cried in secret but showed a brave face in public, also move. I do something. This is not my Caribbean people who are afraid to dance. Oh, this is not my Caribbean people who are afraid to dance. If you have ever felt your body strength surprise you were surprised by how strong you were, I want you to take a step forward for me. Yes, come true. Hey, come true. Yes. Anybody else needs to come celebrate yourself. If you carry the story of someone you love who has walked through a tough journey, just on the chat right now. Whether you want to make some noise, you want to bust extra move, you want to jump, yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for that. Yeah, you guys can take a seat. We are off to a good start. So, Vet and Heal was brought to you in partnership with East Flatbush Village and our Assemblywoman Monique Chandler Waterman. So I want you guys to make some noise for East Flatbush Village and our Assemblywoman Monique Chandler Waterman. I would love to hear from Janelle Dawsey, a few words to get us going. Make some noise for Janelle Dawsey, please.
Hi everybody, thank you for coming. Yeah. I'm a little shy, sorry. But I want to thank everybody for coming out to support me. It's been a long journey. I found out a year ago in October. I was actually on vacation when I found out. But yeah, when I found out, I went through chemo, I had surgery, radiation, everything. So now I'm finally coming to the end of the journey. I'm just testing right now, and hopefully everything comes back negative. I don't have any more to go. I'm praying for everybody, all the survivors that are here. Yay! Woo! Shout out to everybody that is a survivor as well, or going through it as well. It's a long journey, but everybody's gonna get through it. We're all survivors here. And that's about it.
All right. Thank you for that. Give her a round of applause. Yes, yes. So, something that I know about survivors is that experience that you had when you got that diagnosis, that is just one chapter of your life. But it doesn't necessarily define who you are. And there is just so much more to you than what you had to survive. And a lot of you may feel like you've lost your sense of self to that diagnosis, to that experience. How many people here are survivors? Quite a few. Yeah, quite a few. I would love to have some brave souls talk about who they were before their diagnosis. No? Anyone that wants to be a brave soul and just talk about who they were before their diagnosis? Things that they loved about themselves. Maybe it's not just cancer. Maybe it's something I'm surviving or have survived. That you want to talk about who you were before that situation, and maybe what parts of you changed, what parts of yourselves you was able to hold on to.
So I have not survived anything of this magnitude, but I've survived negativity in my mind, which we've all had. So I believe it's also important to speak on because we are our own worst enemies, correct? Yeah. We literally speak on the worst outcome of ourselves. We are our own biggest enemies, and sometimes it's not even the case. You do something new, you experience something, and who's the most negative person? You, your own mind. So I feel like I've survived being less negative to myself, so I'm less negative towards other people. It does not equal what we're talking about, but it's just something to leave with. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Yeah. You wanted to say a few words.
Afternoon, everybody. I am not a survivor, however, I did lose a lot of family members to cancer back to back. I've lost family members like 2 days apart from cancer. So I am here to support Janelle and her family, and as the last person that went up, I have survived negativity as well. I was pregnant with my daughter and I was going for my bachelor's degree. And a lot of people around me were saying, oh, you know, her dad has a good job. You don't need to go to school. You could just relax. And I was like, excuse me? I continued to take my classes so much until my belly was like this big and I was sitting sideways. And I was in that class and that just fueled me to just continue to keep going. And I went on to just get 3 master's degrees. And everybody was telling me, like, just relax, it's not that important. It was important to me. So just like she said, you can survive negativity and just continue to focus on the things that are important to you and just, you know, pray and push past those things that are pressing and that you can do it.
Thank you for that. Yeah, as everybody is standing up to talk about some challenge they have had to survive and get through in their life. Anybody else who can think of overcoming a challenge, a difficult time that they wanted to speak on?
Hi everyone. I would say I survived preeclampsia. I found out that the day I was due to have my son, I had severe preeclampsia. And because of that, like, I went through so many things, especially my son. And that same day that I found out, another girl also had preeclampsia and her child didn't make it, but mine did. So I survived preeclampsia.
Yeah. I think sometimes we don't realize how much we put our life at risk to become mothers, so that's so important.
Should she explain what, that's my first time.
Preeclampsia? Can you share with us what preeclampsia is?
I can sit down and say it. Okay. So preeclampsia is the cause of it is mostly hypertension, high blood pressure, fevers, and all of that. So if it becomes severe, then it can lead to seizures in the mother and newborn. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Anybody else who wanted to talk about something that maybe they survived, or, again, parts of yourself that you've had to hold on to during your survival?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Natasha Christopher. I survived burying a 14-year-old son to gun violence. And the parts of myself I was able to hold on to is still my personality. But every day is a struggle. But I'm here. I have a foundation that I started in honor of my son. I'm happy to be one of your sponsors. And that's a big thing. I'm still standing.
That is a very good thing to survive. Yes. Yes, and as she mentioned, she is one of the sponsors for today's event. So I want to give Natasha Christopher from the Akil Christopher Foundation a round of applause for making today happen. Anyone else who wanted to talk about what they have survived?
How's everyone doing today? Great. Y'all all look so wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for coming out and supporting my niece at this time. I appreciate all y'all coming out. Well, I haven't survived cancer, but I survived. Here we go. Here we go. No, it's okay. I survived death of my son, my firstborn. He was diagnosed with kidney failure. And he did the dialysis for 11 months, and they said his kidney was good. They took him off. 6 months later, they had to put him back on, and his health declined. He came to my house November 1st, and I didn't know who he was. He was somebody that he didn't look like my son at all. And he came in the last stages of his going home. So he came to my house November 1st, January 14th. My son left out the house to go to dialysis on a Wednesday. And that was the last time I seen my son. He walked out of the house with his head down like this, all I saw the back of his head. Sunday morning, I got a phone call at 6 o'clock in the morning saying that my son's heart had failed twice and they brought him back. The third phone call I got, they said, get everybody together, it's not looking good, his heart is weak. The third phone call I got was at 6:15 and they said my son was gone. I survived that, by the grace of God, you know, and as time goes on, the hurt gets better.
Yeah.
And I miss him so much. There's a lot of things I wish I could have told him, but I'm not able to tell him because he's not here no more. But he's with me in spirit always, always with me in spirit, everywhere I go. He's in my car, he's in my pocketbook, he's in my wallet, everything. But that's something that I just had to share with everyone, and you know, I survived it. I survived. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing it. I know that's a lot of vulnerability for us to be sharing in this room today, but this is what this space is about. So thank you for sharing that. See a lot of tears already. Yeah. What is something that your journey of survival or watching your loved ones go through their challenges has taught you guys? I know for me, right, I survived losing my mom to cancer. I also survived risk during childbirth, right? I almost lost my life. My placenta erupted, and that was a challenge, right? So I've been through my things too, and I know that those challenges gave me a new lease on life. It gave me, don't hold back, and don't wait for tomorrow. Whatever I need to do it now. That's what my survival has taught me. I would love to hear from you guys. What has your experience taught you about life?
Hello everyone, my name is Lynette, and my experience has taught me that whatever you're going through, this too shall pass. It does not stay forever. And my solution is, if things bother me and I can't get through it, I just put it in God's hand and go to sleep.
Thank you for that. Anybody else on life lessons that they've learned along their journey?
Hi, good afternoon. Oh, I have to man up. Good afternoon, everyone. A life lesson I can say I learned that number one, of course, everybody always says life is short. I'm typically not the type to come to an event like this by myself, but I said I'm going to stop hiding and stop, staying in the house and doing what I usually do because I need to start moving. And I also learned that you don't know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. So I was a survivor of breast cancer. I don't know, I guess I am, but I'm also a thriver because recurrence and all that stuff. But I'm living and I'm learning to keep living.
Thank you for being here today. That's important. Anybody else who wants to talk about life lessons that they've learned along the way from their challenges?
Hello, my name's Alexa, Janelle's favorite cousin. Whoever's offended in the room, no, but to get serious on, can you repeat the question though? Because I can do on spot.
Life lessons that you learned along the way.
Okay, so I still believe I have a lot to learn because I'm only 29, just like Janelle. You guys hear the connection? But
2 weeks apart.
Really, both Aries, watch out. Okay, no, but to answer the question seriously, I believe it's all about your mindset towards things and also your faith in God. So I believe even in the worst possible circumstance, like being deported, terminal cancer, getting hit by a car, a doctor can tell you you can't walk again or things won't work again, but if you pray, because doctors aren't God, they're not. So if you pray and believe that there's a way I can get better, there's a way I can make it through it beyond what the scans are showing, beyond what your mind is telling you, and you just have faith in God that you can get through it. It might not come when you think it should come or as soon as you want it to, But as long as you keep your faith in God, then it comes when it's supposed to. Yeah.
Thank you for that. How many of you have to lean on God for strength? Yeah, very powerful. Sometimes we have to believe something that is bigger than us. And God, for a lot of us, is that thing.
I want to talk about surviving my mother's death 6 months after the birth of my daughter. November had never been the same for me, and my daughter's about 35. And my sister, about maybe 10 years later, she died in November. So that's another death. November and December has been cruciating months for me. I moaned for years. I didn't even like putting up decorations like we did when my mom was alive. We used to decorate everything. If you were a fixture, you got something on you. So we celebrated. And I gotta talk about God because it's not a soundbite for me, it's real. If it hadn't been but for God, I wouldn't be here talking to nobody because I would have lost my mind. But the moaning for all those years, like I said, I don't look at November and December as the same. But as of 2025, God has changed my trajectory.
Hallelujah.
That November, my son, my only black boy that I became, you know, when white people talk about we are monkeys, animal, ape, I became all of that to protect this black boy versus my daughter. And he's going to have his first child. And then in November, and then December, my daughter's getting married. So I look at it, I'm never going to moan anymore the way I did for all these years because God has put a new shine, a bright light on my life. Because I will always, I won't forget the debts, but I have things to celebrate now. Celebrate my son is going to have his baby shower in November and my daughter's getting married in December. So the trajectory has fully changed. And I am eternally grateful. So when anyone is going through anything, I've been the lowest of the low to the low, okay? And like I said, if it hadn't been but for God, praying when you didn't know how to pray, but you didn't know what to pray for, or if you thought he wasn't listening, he helped me, he carried me, and he allowed me to get through. And in 2017, my oldest sister now died of pancreatic cancer. I mean, when I saw my sister at one point, she was fairer than me, healthy, she was a social worker. And the next time I saw my sister, she looked like a crypt keeper, skin and bones. I'm like, wow. So I say that to say as well, we do have to treasure this life we have. Because tomorrow, not even the rest of the day is promised to any one of us. So I'm grateful. And I'm here, I don't have a breast cancer survived story myself or others I know, but it doesn't stop me from supporting those who have been through and let them know that, hey, love and prayers is out there. Thank you all.
Thank you for that. You make me think of the statement, life is for the living. How many of you guys believe that? Life is for the living, right? And we are all here, and even if we are mourning a loss, dealing with a problem, a challenge, it doesn't stop us from living our lives. Even if we have suffered the loss of a loved one, which so many of us have, we still have to live our lives because we are here. That is what our loved ones would have wanted for us. And that's why God still gave us life. So if we are not living, we're not taking advantage of our lives and the breath that we have. We have to live, and we have to make time to mourn. We have to make time to celebrate. We have to make time for everything. And we can do both, right? I think sometimes, you guys ever heard of the term survivor's guilt? Yeah. A lot of us feel bad because somebody else that we cared about was gone or is gone, and we feel bad that we're still here, right? Those are not things that we can control. And unfortunately, there are a lot of things that happen in this life that are way beyond our control. What we can control is that we are here and that we have to make the best out of the cards that we were dealt. kind of already touched on this, but any messages that you would want to share with someone who's on their path of survival? Someone who, especially our survivors, messages that you would want to share through someone who hasn't yet gone through what you've gone through. Tips for self-care, self-love, how you get through those difficult times. No?
Get annual checkups.
Get annual checkups. Who said that? Yes, that's a big one. Get annual checkups to take care of yourself. That's very important. Yeah, those little things can save our lives, right? Things can get caught a lot earlier. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. Any other tips and pointers? Mm-hmm.
Not trying to hog the mic, I promise. But I believe meditating is really good. Honestly, it's very hard to start it. Try a bed, floor, someplace flat, no music. I'm sorry, why am I trying to tell you what to do? And also looking in the mirror and speaking positivity things. Like, it's okay to big up yourself, because then when you go outside, you don't have to speak it. They can just feel that energy.
Thank you for that. We focus a lot on our survivors, but there are a lot of loved ones here, a lot of people who are here in support of their loved ones and have supported you guys throughout their journey. I want to hear from you guys. What was your experience like watching your loved ones, whether they're here or somewhere else, get their diagnosis and having to be in support of that person while they were going through that difficult time?
It was tough. It was tough. It was so tough. But it's good to have a support system. All my girls, my aunties, my family, friends, everybody was so supportive. Yeah, I did enough. We're here to celebrate, so we're gonna lighten the mood. But ask for help when you need it. Lean on your friends, lean on your family, pray together, eat together. Sometimes just go out, have a walk and a talk. Change the mood, change the energy, okay? Keep positive. Yeah.
I'm going to ask you something before you go away. What did you learn about yourself because of this experience? If I could throw you on the spot.
That you don't always have to be strong. You can show weakness. You can break if you have to and then get built back up.
Thank you for that. Yes.
I am Janelle's daughter's teacher, and I remember when she shared that she had cancer, and I was devastated because her daughter's in my class. She's really young. I have a daughter too. And I was thinking, like, what can I say? You know, these are the times when you don't know what to say. So I just knew within myself to just pray for her, her family, pray for God's healing over her life, and just to be there for her daughter. Because she mentioned to me, like, Miss K, I'm not at the house right now. So she may ask to speak to me. And I just did the best that I could as her teacher to just, you know, tell her mommy's going to be okay, and just trying to remain positive during that time, because although they were going through it, I was feeling bad because, you know, here I am complaining about all these kids in my class, and her mom is fighting for her life. So it was important for me to just pray and just to remain positive during that time for her family.
Thank you. I always say there's nothing like having a few good people in your life. You need friends. You need good neighbors. You need close family members. Those are the people who are going to be there for you in those tough times. And when you go through those tough times, that's when you're going to figure out who is really who in your life, right? This is a teacher showing up. That's not common. So this is good. I love to see that. Yeah. Anybody else?
Monique's mom.
Anybody else who just wants to talk about their experience of what they learned about themselves and watching their loved ones go through what they went through?
Hi, everybody. Me and Janelle have been friends and Tatiana for like 10 years plus. So when, 13. When I also heard the news that when she shared that she was diagnosed, especially stage 3, and the fact that she made it here, I'm glad to even be looking at her just standing. Okay? And when I heard the news, I just jumped to my knees and I prayed. Because not only is she's young, this is young to be 29 and having that diagnosis. To even see you make it through your treatments, calling you, checking on you, making sure you're okay. Do you need anything? And it's, oh, I'm okay, that's Janelle. Right, but it's no, do you really need something? So it's for you to even be answering your phone and just looking at you now, I'm so grateful. Me and Tati are so grateful to even be seeing you just standing here with your little pink on. I love it. And what I learned through my journey as a support system for her is just to pray to God, because He has the ultimate say-so, and I'm glad He had the say-so for her to stay here. You know, like, Jordan's teacher stated, like, you complain about so much, and it's really nothing compared to what other people are going through. And my grandmother, she had breast cancer, so it is. It's a lot.
You want to say something?
I want you to know how much I love
He's just shy. He's shy. He's gonna start crying. It's okay. You see, he stopped crying already. It's all right, Joe. Come on. It's all right, That's all right.
No, but from everything, because I lost my daughter. And I lost my daughter because she had the Wolf syndrome. So, she lived there for a year. She didn't supposed to live so long, but she made it through a year and a half. But what I learned from it was to never let go. So what I do, I sat back and I watched my, what is my movie again?
Frozen?
Yeah, Frozen. Yeah, so when I get into my time, I watch my Frozen. Because I feel that when she was gone, she was until my finger really tight. And it's like to me was saying never let go. I lost my sister from cancer. Then I lost the best, one of my best friends. She, from breast cancer. She did everything, But between everything, it just don't never let go.
Yeah.
Stay strong. That's it.
Thank you for that. It's a very difficult topic, so I appreciate everybody with their vulnerability. Yeah. Anybody else who wants to speak about what they learned about life, watching their loved ones go through a difficult time, or something else that you want to share before we kind of shift gears and lighten the mood a little bit, because everybody is crying. I'm like fighting back tears. So we are gonna shift gears just a little bit. I would love to get my assemblywoman up here to say a few words.
Well, thank you, Nordera, my friend. Met her at PS 135. So I'm gonna start the story that way. Hopefully I don't cry. So 135, best friends. I can't remember what grade, what age. First grade. Her mom, we invited her, she's from the school. So when you have your mom or somebody that you get easy access to in the morning or wherever, you felt good. So Her mom was the place that we went to want to get our little snacks, our orange juice or what have you. And then suddenly my friend disappeared, and I learned that her mom died of cancer. And then we got reconnected as adults, and we are still here thick and thin through it. I didn't have family history. I have no family history, nobody died of cancer. Every time somebody acts like, no, don't know anybody, no, don't know anybody. Until one day I received a message from my sister, and that it was devastating, and I couldn't reach her. And then I went looking for her, banged on the door, and I remember her saying, check to see if you have any history, and we share the same dad. Dad family said no. Then I got elected. Well, thank God she survived, so she's here with us. Just clap that up. She's here today. She's right there. And then as we talk about, everybody talk cancer awareness, different things like that, I got elected. So there was a lot going on. Like, you say what you survived. There was so much going on besides my sister. I went through a fight, literally. If anybody saw the news, they would know what I went through to get here. And thank God I have my family. I have my mom here too. But when I got elected, I remember my mom was in 2 months. It was 2 months in. Then we got the message, once again, my sister contacted me that our father passed, and that was of cancer. Then it was like, okay, here we go. We don't know exactly what's going on. And then I remember a couple of months later, right, Ma? I was in here, and my mother kept on calling me. I said, I'm going to answer the call. She said, I got something to tell you. I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I'm like, God, what the hell is going on? We went from no one to now every minute is someone. So we went through that process with my mom. I called my sister. She was able to guide us through it. For God is good all the time, because my mom is right here. And then, it doesn't end there. My sister went through something. He was like, okay, God. But thank God I have my brother and my family, and we all gathered around her. I have multiple sisters, yeah. My mom, my father was a Rolling Stone, that's why. So, and then recently, this is talking about all life events, right? Because you talk about what you went through, so I'm trying to summarize that through. I saw this lady. I went to an event, and she looked very familiar. And something said I gotta question her. Question. My brother was going through something at the time as well. Just looking, he always wanted a family. He wants his soulmate. He had a difficult time. There's a lot of stuff he survived. And this woman, later, she's in the room too, became my sister-in-law. So they got married. So that was great, yes, big that up. And on that day, we spoke to my grandfather. And we didn't know that was the last time he was going to speak to my grandfather. He gave the blessings to the wedding. He spoke to my brother and I and all of us. 4 days later, he died of cancer. So we went from no history, whole bunch of history, and a whole bunch of trauma, a whole bunch of tears. But God pulls you through everything. And every experience you learn from, you grow from. I know about early detection. We tell our family, make sure everybody get checked, the men and the women. We did the BRCA DNA testing. I have to go every 6 months. They say black woman breast is very dense, so they want to make sure that we go. But then they said, for you and your history, mind you, they fought me to even get the testing because I wasn't 40 at the time when I said, but my sister, that should give you enough. Don't let nobody tell you what you know. You know the doctors, what they listen to, go to another one. Because if you have family history, you should be able to get tested earlier than what they think you should get tested. So I thank God they haven't found anything, but I say you're not alone. And sometimes, I don't know what exactly you may go through when you're having this experience, but sometimes you're like, well, no one will know how I feel. But just know that you are special to everyone around you. People love you. Even if it's not cancer, like you say you survive, you may have other kids, and they need you too. And if those who have transition is not here with us, they're always with you. And they gave you the extra energy. On top of that, I'm going to tell you something else. I just got several phone calls about a shooting. police involved shooting. Natasha, that's my friend over there. That's one of my besties too. We've been rolling a long time, so you know her story. And it was confusing information. I went to church, and I can keep on getting several more phone calls. And I said, my husband, trying to figure out what's going on. And then I said, you know what, the council member's calling me now. And it was just a police involved shooting. Someone got shot, but there's something telling me, just go to the scene. So I go to the scene, still didn't get much information. The person died, 28-year-old, like, dang, you know, our kids around that age. We're about to leave. We stayed around for a while. The lady looked familiar. We speak to her. And in that moment, my husband and I learned that was our former student from Tilden High School that was killed by the police. That's right before I came here. And then I'm sitting here, and I'm talking, you see me keep on getting up. The young lady over there, Chantel, calls me and say, come on the phone. One of the youth, one of my former students, he was arrested. He did a lot of programs right here. We're not judge and jury. We don't know all that was happening. But he just spoke to me from jail, saying, I'm in here and I want to help people. They're not allowing us to see our family. They're blocking us. When we come to get visits, if you have your period, they make you take out your tampon, they make you off your pads. He said, it's the only thing that's keeping us in here. And they're blocking us from that. So sometimes you don't know what position you're in. I just went through like 5 different experiences, and I'm sitting here in all of that. So the release that I had right here was to be able to cry in front of y'all. It's okay to do that as well. So when I come before you as an elected official who represents this area, I represent trauma, I represent healing, I represent hope, I represent past, we represent the future. We represent so many different things. So sometimes you think your words don't mean anything, your presence doesn't mean anything. If you see someone that looks sad, ask them a question. There's a lot going on a federal level. We're trying to figure out what's going on. The one answer to that, besides prayer, is sticking together. It's being united. They have a whole book on this. It's called the Bible. They have a whole family. It's called our ancestors that went through a lot for us to be here. So no matter who's the issue you may have it with, no matter how big or small, you're human. So you want to be with somebody every once in a while. But just remember, you're not alone, and you mean a lot to someone. Even if you don't feel it within yourself, sometimes you feel like it doesn't matter. I don't need to be here. But the people around you is impacted. DJ McFire, me and him was in his mom's best friend died. We was in the hospital together, just hugging each other and holding each other up. Unfortunately, we had so much trauma here, but we weren't alone, and we got to lean on each other. So I know my time is short up here, but I just wanted to make sure that you know, no matter how somebody look good, talk good, walk good, smell good, everything ain't always good. But you know who's good? God is good all the time. And all the time, God is good. So thank you so much for allowing me. You're a state assembly member on the Chamber represent Assembly District 58, East Flatbush, parts of Canal C, Bronco, and Crown Heights. And today we want to recognize survivors. And those survivors in a room, if someone could get their information so we can make sure we get them at another time. I guess that's Michelle was going to do that. So we are going to help me with this. We're going to recognize, and Michelle, you're going to help us? Yes, this one first. Right? I don't know why we're here today. So, survivor that we're going to recognize. You can help me with this one? You know this person? A little bit? Okay. New York State Assembly citation. All of them will say the same thing. I'll try to summarize as much as possible. Fenton Hill, free up yourself. Whereas a great state is only as great as those individuals and organizations that make exemplary contribution to their community, whether it's unique achievements in a profession, service to the community, or other endeavors, or simply through a lifetime of good citizenship. And whereas attends to such concern and in full accord with long-standing traditions, this leadership is proud to acknowledge the survivors in the room, which is Janelle Dosey. Let's give it up for breast cancer awareness. Yvonne Chandler, let's give it up. And also Simone Straker, come on down. And with all the survivors in the room, please come on down. And we are going to finish for their extraordinary courage, resilience, and determination as a survivor of breast cancer. What do you say to breast? So what your shirt said?
I can't say it here. I don't want to get in trouble. Ask cancer.
What do you say to breast cancer?
F cancer.
What do you say to breast cancer?
Cancer.
Okay. What do you say to breast cancer?
F cancer.
All right. And then I will finish reading the rest. That's not what it says here, but we added that part. Whereas your strength has turned trials into triumphs and your journey stands on a beacon of light for countless others. We commend you for all your power of perseverance and celebrate you as a warrior and champion of hope. Now proclaim that I State Assemblywoman Monique Chandler Waterman, in partnership with the Brooklyn Borough President Antonio Reynoso and all of those who have come together to support with Fenton Hill and also East Flatbush Village Inc. and all our community members to say upon this occasion, this celebration, we recognize all our survivors. So let's give it up to our survivors. We love you. And actually, and Akil Christopher Community Center. Let's make sure we do that as well, okay? Give it up to them. So thank you so much. We can take a quick picture with all of the survivors here. Okay, you go on this. Is there any other survivor? There was some. You're a survivor. You're a survivor. Can we get all the survivors? No room. Any other survivors? Even if it's not breast cancer, you can come and take a picture. The survivors can sit down. Okay. Got it.
Jim on fire.
DJ, you can keep that music going because it is actually our party time. So I would love everybody to rise to their feet. If everybody can join me. If you need to come up here. As a matter of fact, I would love a nice group photo up there while everybody can join us. So if everybody can join me to the front. Okay. Yeah. If everybody can join me for a beautiful photo. We need a nice group photo so everybody can join me over there. I want to capture all this pink. We look so good.
Everybody. Everybody, please. Everybody. Hi, everybody. Everybody, please. Everybody. Everybody, please. Get a picture. Everybody want to get a picture.